Awesome. Hey, good morning or good afternoon, Hudson. My name is Dempsey. I'm a writer and the editor-in-chief of the DisInsider. Pleasure to meet you.
So nice to meet you, man.
First and foremost, I just want to say real quick, been a huge fan for you for quite some time, but not in the way you might expect. Sing Street just so happens to be one of my favorite films of all time, and I know that you contributed to that soundtrack. So, yeah, it's fascinating.
Oh,
Yeah.
dude, let's go. Let's go. I appreciate that, man.
Yeah, so I'm really happy to see the trajectory your career has taken, and I know you must be really excited to be taking on such an iconic role and being able to do something so fresh and so really energetic that I think a lot of fans are going to be excited for. My real first question for you is, where were you when you found out that not only was Spider-Man going to have a brand new show, but that you were going to be able to voice him and continue voicing him rather?
I was driving in the car, freaking out, trying not to crash.
And what to me is uh the I guess the most exciting about working on this as opposed to something like What If? Because really, What If the possibilities are literally endless, but here it also feels like you're touching some brand new territory that, like I said, has never really been done with the character in the franchise before.
Yeah, I think the most exciting thing is with each iteration of Spider-Man, I think the actors that have played them, you need to have the freedom to be able to like tap back into whatever your personal memory is of being like youthful and optimistic and hopeful. That's who Spider-Man is to me, And so just being able to like get under the hood and be like, who is this guy? Who is this version of him? And honestly, the most of the character came from like me going back and like just reminiscing about what it's like to be in high school and trying to get back into that place.
And I'm just curious about this. I know in the past I've read some interviews where it said that you were really trying to recreate the feel of the Tom Holland movies, but also try to do your own thing. But have you connected with him or any of the other actors who have played this, or have you gotten it feedback from them or like praise from them at all?
I haven't. It's still kind of early days, and the internet keeps trying to like make us talk. So hopefully, I actually am a fan of Tom in a lot of respects, and have been reading a lot about where he's at in life. It seems like he's killing it.
One thing that I really admire about the show is that it's so modern. I used to read the comics when I was in high school, and I remember Spider-Man, being a photojournalist for the Daily Bugle. He has his camera that he needs to constantly change out the film. But here, cell phones are really relevant. Technology is like at the forefront of this. Everything is like, even the villains are all like powered by this special technology, as we come to find out. Um, was that something that you found hard to adapt to, or was that something that you thought made this more relevant for, the audience of today?
Honestly, it started off as a fear because like I think there's just a tendency in the world of anything creative for things to get a little too woke and kind of like overshoot the mark. And I was just so stoked that that didn't happen with the show. In my opinion, I feel like it just does a really good job of like dealing with like actual real just things that are happening in 2025. And I guess the real litmus test is going to be like what my little brothers think, which I'm really curious.
I spoke to Jeff. You're probably going to get pummeled with this question all day. You probably already have about season two. The last 5 minutes of the show, there's so many like winks and nods that are like, oh, we're going to go, we might do this or this might happen. But I don't want to talk about what happens in this season. I don't want to spoil that for people. But what is an interaction or a character or an arc that you hope gets explored, that you would like to see followed through in a potential second season or further down the line?
I think there's a moment in this show. There's a fight scene that happens with one of the villains where we see Peter go pretty dark, and that was like new and really actually kind of challenging and fun at the same time to like explore. But I would love to see Peter wrestling with that morality a bit as well.
Awesome. Hudson, thank you so much. Unfortunately, that's all the time that I have for today, but it was a pleasure speaking with you. Good luck with the project, and I cannot wait to see what you and Spider-Man do next.
So nice to meet you. So glad you like Sing Street too, man. I appreciate
Love it.
that.
Yeah, take care, man. Have a good one.
You too.